morning, everyone. Hope you're all well and getting off to a good start today. It's Sunday morning here in Queensland, Australia, and I've come down to the craft room because I'm on the home stretch with my second wallpaper journal, and I've made this journal kind of bird themed. So I've got a lot of bird type bits and pieces in it that I've mainly stuck to, or the ephemera is semi-bird related. So yeah, I've just really enjoyed pottering around in this in the last week and a half, I suppose, to 2 weeks. So I'm just putting the finishing touches on it. Well, I've put the finishing touches on it yesterday, and I've just got to do the front cover, which I like to leave for the last bit. And I was thinking about this yesterday, what I was going to do. Generally when I'm doing the cover, I like to sort of open it up at the middle page and lay it flat so that I can see what I'm working with. So that's what I normally do, lay it like that. And I printed out the Ruby and Pearl XO on Etsy. She is printable, and it's the bird one. And this was the little girl that I thought I might like to use on the front cover. She's got a really sweet little face. She's looking at that little bird there, and I thought, oh yeah, that works for me. But as I've talked to you guys before in the past about changing the colour of a PDF, and I've got a video up about it if you're curious on how to do it. And although I liked that image, I did not think the colours went well with the background. I thought that they were a bit vivid. So I went in and tweaked the colours exactly the way that I've shown you guys how to do. And I brought the colours down to, I think this is classified as warm dramatic. And I'll put these side by side. And you can see the difference in the colour. And I feel like these tones match more with the colour and style that I've got going on with the journal. So, yep. So I printed this one on a linen cardstock. So it's got a nice textured surface, and I've curved the corners and I've mounted it on a piece of card. So it's got a bit of substance to it. Because if you saw my other journal, I'm going to kind of decorate the front of this one in a similar manner. So I was just grabbing a few bits together. I wasn't actually going to film this, and then I thought, well, I might as well. Sometimes I feel like I'm under a bit of pressure to film, like not under pressure to film, but I'm under pressure while I'm filming to move quickly, and that doesn't always happen when I'm trying to think about how I want everything to look and be positioned. But I thought, let's roll with it and see what we think. So this will be going on the front cover here. I don't like things to be straight, so she will be slightly off center. I found this piece of calico which I've done a bit of stamping on, and I've ripped it out. So my plan is to mount that on there. I also, where's my bit of lace gone? I've pulled out my scrap lace basket here, so I've got that all ready to go. And yep, so I'm just going to start thinking this through and see how I want this to look. So I'll just set that aside for the moment while I work on this little girl. So let me make sure I'm in the centre there. All right, so I'm thinking I would like her on that, like so. I've kind of ripped/torn this piece of lace. Make sure I've got the right side facing up. It's always hard to tell, isn't it? And I thought I might stick that just under the edge there. And then I was thinking maybe something a little bit extra. So I've got this avocado paper that I dyed a little while ago, and this piece pretty much was the only piece that did it, but it got this nice sort of burnished edge on the edge of it. So I was thinking I could even put a piece of that at the back there. So I might get that happening. I'm not sure if I'll put that lace on the top or on the bottom. So I'll just cut this out for starters. What have I done with my ruler? There it is, under my lace tub. I've got my secondary lace tub just in case I want to fish around in that for something. Got some really nice stuff in there. So I'll put that back. So let's see. Take that along about there. And I don't, I probably won't have that edge sticking out on the other side because I want to put some different types of lace and things. So I'll just put that to one side for the minute. I am planning on doing a bit of sewing on this. So, yeah. Yeah, I was thinking maybe something a little bit like that. I might bring you in a little bit closer just so that you've got a good view. Do I need to go up there? And let's see. I'm thinking something like that. And then once I've sewn around it, I want to sort of maybe pull these bits in. Let me see if I've got a little bit more of a softish, lacy bit that I can also put behind there. So maybe this was a beautiful scarf that somebody gave me. So nice. And I've already cut a piece off the other end, but it's got a really nice, I thought maybe I could stick a little bit of that. I'll cut that ribbon in half, cut a piece of that off. I don't want the edges to be straight. I like them to be jagged. So I try and pull the scissors away so it kind of sort of tears. You can move up there for a moment, little girl. And I just sort of pull it and rip it and tear it until I've got a piece, and so that the edges are not smooth. Put that back in my container. I spent yesterday afternoon cleaning up my craft room and I feel much happier now that it's all done. But, I mean, I think we all know what's going to happen. It won't last. I was going to put that underneath, but I'm thinking maybe I'll hang off and wait until I've sewn around the edge, and then I might even push that around like that a bit. I could even put a bit of that in there. What else I'd like a bit more? I'm wondering whether this is a little bit stark, although there is white on the front of the cover. Let me just see what I think. I really like to do a bit of the layering process. Yeah, I think that'll be all right. That'll be okay. What else have I got in here? Because I've got this nice colour, but I think what I might do is get my little bit of sewing done, and then I'll come back and we will continue to build this up. So I'll take those bits off. I might just put a little dab of glue at the back of these to hold everything where I want them to be, so that when I get to the machine they don't slide around. And I am going to take that bit of pink off the top and the bottom there. I don't want that sticking out underneath. So I'll just rip those down a bit. And that side down a bit. So, yeah, I hope you're all doing well today. I'm not feeling 100% because yesterday my husband and I were pottering around. He was doing some gardening and things, and my lovely sister turned up with a big box of goodies. And my niece, who has recently moved up to Queensland here, she is her job is she's a professional caterer. So she makes cakes and she makes like platters of food and things like that. And yesterday they were having Mum was having a bit of a celebration for my dad, who passed away nearly 3 years ago now, because it's around his birthday this month. And so my niece had catered for the event, and they bought a big box of, we don't often go to these things, we keep to ourselves, but some of the family got together at Mum's for this get together, and my niece generously sent a little bundle of goodies around to us. And when I say little, it wasn't little, it was massive. It was a massive bundle of goodies. So there was chocolate and cheese and biscuits and cakes and all the delicious things. And it was so beautifully presented. I'll put a picture up of it so you can see how nice it was. And so my husband put some of the bits in the freezer, and they're in the freezer at the moment, and some of it in the fridge. And I spent yesterday picking at it all day long. By the time I went to bed that night, I felt so sick from eating all that rich food. It's not something that I normally eat. I'll just go and sew around the edge of this and I'll be right back. All right, so I'm back, and you can see I've just done a tiny little bit of stitching. I always set my machine to at least a 4 or 4.5 length on the stitch because I like it to sort of look big. So that's what I've got at this point. So let's fiddle around. Let's have a bit of a play. So overly indulged yesterday, to say the very least, and today I need to just settle down, although having said that, I did have a big chocolate cupcake for breakfast this morning, so far I'm not off to a good start. But it was very nice, very generous of her. She did a lovely job, and she's a very good cook, as is her mother, and we thoroughly enjoyed it. So good times. Even the dogs got a little bit of something because there was some beautiful sliced meats and things like that. So even they got a little bit of deliciousness. So yeah, I like to sort of scrunch the pieces up together. I don't want it to sit nice and flat. I want some movement in it. So I just sort of fiddle around with these things until things are sitting how I want them to be. You can use a hot glue gun. I watch another lady. Her name is, I would like to be able to tell you the name of her channel, but it's like a French name. Dulcine. I'll put it up anyway. And she does a lot of this sort of lacy, frilly type journaling. So I have watched a bit of her and taken some inspiration from her as well. And she uses a hot glue gun and a spatula to get things to sit where she wants them to, but I'm not that proficient with a hot glue gun, so I thought I might just continue along this way. I've got this lace, and it's got a nice pinkish flower, so that might be, I can never tell the right and the wrong side with these things. I know somebody said if you just run your finger over it, the rough side is the underside. Oh, I think that's going to be the wrong side. So let me cut a little piece of that off and we'll see if it's a bit too much. I don't want to take away from the picture, too much. I don't want those side bits, I don't think, so we'll take those off. I use all of these little bits when I'm doing collages or tags. Like, I always keep all these little pieces. They're very handy, so I'll cut that piece out. So I've been working on this journal a little bit, and it's kind of a happy, sad thing when you get to the end of a journal, because if you've really been enjoying working on it, you kind of don't want it to finish. But the good thing is there's always the next one. So I'm thinking maybe something like that. Let me just put it on the front of the journal and see what I'm thinking at this point. So I'm thinking, so you've got to keep measuring, because I could go too wide at this point. I'll just close it and just see how it's going to be. This journal's a chunky one. She's a chunky girl, so I just could not stop. So let me see. I think I'll have to be careful not to go too wide there. So I'm thinking, let me see. I definitely don't want to go much wider than that. In fact, I might have to bring some of these edge bits in. So let's work on that. Open her up again. Lay it down. Yep, I'm thinking, I don't want to cover up too much of the wallpaper at the back there either. So I think she's going to go about there. I think I might, I'm just thinking if I want to put any more lace and things behind her. I think what I'll do is I'll put a little dob in the centre just to secure her down, and then I can tuck things in around the edges I want to. And I can put some more glue down to make sure she's good and stuck, so that she doesn't come off in as time goes by. So I think probably I don't want to put her right in the middle. I think maybe about, let's go with that spot there. Let's go with that. So I've got her stuck down there. Let me see what else I've got here. I'll just move this across so you can see what I'm looking at. It's a nice soft one, this lace. Maybe, I don't want to mess it all up too much. I spent so much time yesterday cleaning it up. Actually, this one might be good. It's got a slight blush tinge to it that I think would go a bit better. This one's got a bit more of a yellowish tinge, so let's move that one away. And I've got this one, also has slightly beigey sort of tinge to it. Just dig a bit deeper and see if there's anything else that appeals to me. Well, that one's not bad. Let's see. Right, that's got a few there. Got a few bits there. And I've still got some things I can fall back on here too. My attitude, as you know, is more is more. More is more. It's never a case of less is more when it comes to my vision for creating. I don't know why. It's just how it is. I always like a little bit of green in it somewhere. I think it helps to lift it. Isn't that beautiful? A little bit of something, something. Doesn't match this, but one day we'll find a home for it. I've got that. It's quite nice. And this is my favourite. It's a very pale blush pink colour. I buy it at Spotlight, and I think it's beautiful. Beautiful. I've got that little bit of something something there. Let's keep building on what we got now. This is a bit of sari silk. Can't go wrong with a bit of sari. So I won't cover up that little bird too much. I better keep my lace away from that. I want to be able to see him. And I think we'll stick something at the back there. What shall I stick there? I might stick this piece. We can kind of fold that over and stick that to the bottom maybe. Maybe I will cut that piece off. I don't mind cutting bits off even if I don't end up using them because they always end up on something. I've got a bit more of this lace, but this was a cream lace and I've put a coffee dye over it. And sometimes if you're doing this sort of thing and you cut a piece off, it kind of helps to balance it out if you've got a bit of that colour in one spot and a little bit of it in another spot. But I really like that. I think I need something underneath just at the bottom there. What have I got? I've got this one's quite nice, but it's a bit heavy. It's like I said to you once before, so much and yet not enough. I've got this one that I dyed, but I feel like that's a bit grungy. I actually dyed it and the dye really took like crazy to it. Maybe I could choose a little bit of a lighter section. That might be all right. It's funny lace actually, this one. It's got kind of a slippery feel about it. I just yank bits off. So I could put that bit under there. Tuck that under there. That might be all right. Coming down like that. I'm out of shot, and I need to, because I've got my little box of lace there, I need to move that to one side so I can push my journal up a bit further so that you can see what I'm doing. I think I'm going to go for that, just to break that up a little bit. And put a bit of that under there. Hold it all down. Been sitting in bed this morning with the heater on, knitting on my Advent, so I'm just up to the very, very last bit now, so I'm feeling very happy about that, as I mentioned to you guys the other day. So I'll be very happy to get that job done. And I've been watching a few YouTube videos, so I watched I can't think of the full name, but the Dragonfly lady, Dragonfly 49, is that right? I think so. And I've watched Maggie, waste time with Maggie. Poor Maggie, she's so sick at the moment with her flu and having her eyes done, and she's kind of lost her mojo, so she's up against it, but she's pushing through like a trooper, getting it all done. So I like that layered on the top there. I think I'll put that there, and then I'm thinking about layering that across like that. And I think then I'll need to put something smaller, maybe something even like, that's the edge bit I cut off before, but I could even, actually a bit of sari silk might look nice ruffled around the corner there. So yeah, I'm just building it up at the moment till I'm happy with how it looks. I might just, I'm not quite sure whether I will cut that piece off or what I'm going to do there, but I might just push that up a little bit to give it a bit more definition. I never know how these things are going to turn out. It's just a matter of going with the flow sometimes. So I've got to, I've decided that I've got to stop buying books for a while. I've got so many books and I keep justifying buying them. I say to myself when I'm buying, I'll cut that one up. That one will look good. I'll cut that one up. And then when they get here, I just can't do it. I cannot do it. So I need to stop buying them if I do not plan on using them. Be strict with myself. Gonna run a bit of glue along there. I watched a lady the other day and she made some lovely journals. Can't think of her name. I'll link her below. But she was saying that she's got a technique that she knows how to stick lace down and without that shiny sort of undertone showing through that I'm not mad keen on. but she hasn't done a video. She said she's going to do a video, but she hasn't done a video yet. So I'm looking forward to seeing what she does with that. Well, there's my bit of sari silk. Wondering if I might just scrunch that along there. Stick it under the edge there. Like I said, I never really know what I'm doing with these things. I just start. And once I'm happy, I stop. So that's pretty much how it works out. I like to use my, where is it? There it is. My pokey tool. And I use that when I'm trying to ruffle my sari silk. So I lay it down and then I use my pokey tool to sort of push it to where I want it to be until it sticks. And I'm happy with how it looks. I might need a little bit more glue under there. I've just got to keep pushing that thing down. I'll put a bit more glue at the top. Running it onto the picture just a little bit. Sometimes when I'm doing these things, I don't like how it looks. So my theory on that is just keep sticking things on it. Keep sticking things down until you're happy with how it looks. That's my advice. Here we go. So I've got that. I want to stick this here, I'm thinking. Maybe like so. And I might even actually cut, where is it? A bit, maybe one of those that little cream dot there. I might cut that off and stick that on the other side there. So getting it done. But I'm not making, this is my last wallpaper journal for a little while. I'm working on a flip journal for Laura. Has asked me to do one for another one of the ones with the vintage children on it. So I'm very happy to do that for Laura. And I'll be working on that, I think, over the next week or so. Not sure about that. Not sure about that. Maybe I could use some of my pink lace there instead. I feel like that circle's a bit circular, surprisingly. Surprising a circle would be circular. Just cutting those edges off to keep it random. Best scissors ever. Thanks, Mill. Well, I don't think Mill watches my Craft With Me videos. She has to listen to me waffle on enough without having to sit there and watch the video as well. So, I've got a quiet week coming up this week, which I'm happy about. I love a quiet week. I went and visited Mum last week, so I won't be doing that this week. And hopefully we'll be getting some work done around the house with the builders. Hopefully they'll be coming to the party at some point. I don't know if I like that or not. I might do a bit more work up the top here while I think about that. So I think what I'm going to do is keep the top fairly simple since I've got a lot of going on down the bottom. The other thing I've got, I wonder if I've put those in. I've got this. Maybe I need a bit of contrast. Yeah, maybe that looks a bit better. Maybe. No, I still like that. Maybe that's, I think that kind of works, doesn't it? That looks a bit better. And if I fold this section down a bit, and I'm going to stick this bit on the top here, and I think that will look quite good. And then that'll probably be enough. And then I'll put a little bit on the back here. So let's get that stuck down and see what we think. So I'll put a bit of glue under the edge of there. Stick that down. And if I put a little bit on the back of that, just to get it into place. And if you let that glue set up a little bit, it makes it a bit easier to fiddle around with it. So where's my pokey tool? I might I might put a bit of that, actually I'm going to cut a little bit of that calico off so that it doesn't get too bulky. And I'm keep trying to put that on, but that's not going to be a thing. I think I need to accept that, and then I can push that down a bit. I'm wondering if I like that or not. I don't think I do. I don't think I like that bit. Maybe just a very thin piece of pink, maybe. Maybe just a little piece like that across the top. Let's try a bit of this one. Get this pin open. There we go. Let's see what we think about this. Quite like that. Cut a piece of that off. Let me see. Don't want to waste too much, so let's just make sure I don't cut too much off. Cut that bit off there. Yep, so my husband's doing a bit of yard work today and he's been down to the tip. So that's good. Good to get that done. We're getting ready for Mel and Beck to come. Mel is my daughter and Beck is her partner. So, yeah, they're going to be visiting us soon, which I'm excited about. Love seeing Mel and Beck, of course. And they're bringing all their dogs. So we will have 7 dogs here. It's not the first time. We've done it before. But it gets a bit hectic, that's for sure. So I'm just pushing that around a little bit. Where's my pokey tool? I like to use the pokey tool because I can still see what I'm doing. If I put my fingers all over it, I can't always see what I'm up to, what I'm doing. Yep, and as I say, my attitude is more is more. No such thing as less is more. I don't know about that though, I might. When I see something that I want to put on, I just keep trying to put it on. It's terrible. Here we go. Pull that bit down a bit. So that's sitting on the top of that picture just there. My brother's just messaging me. He asked me a while ago, which I did show you guys, if I would do a book for him, for one of his friends, her birthday. And he's just literally, that's just popped through, just a message from him saying that he gave it to her yesterday and it was a big success. So that's always nice, isn't it? When somebody likes what you've done. Maybe just that little rose. Look at that sweet little rose there. Maybe I could just put that there. Does that kind of match? No, I don't think it does. I think I need another piece of this up the top, maybe to balance it out. Like I said, I just keep going and going and going until I'm happy. I just cut that out. I think with a little bit of that greenery at the top there, that might balance everything out. It's funny though, because sometimes when I'm watching other people do this, I think, oh, put this here, put that there. And now I'm wondering, are you guys thinking, what is she doing? Why doesn't she put this here? Why doesn't she want to? Maybe something like that. What do we think about this green? Is that too much? I don't know. I think I quite like that. I think I quite like that. I'm going to stick that down. I've decided to, my thought is just don't think about it too much. Just go with it. Just go for it. It's funny actually, when you're watching the videos, the different styles that people have. Like, I really like Leslie's style, but I can't copy that because it's not my style. And I really like Maggie's style. She uses a lot of more muted tones, the blacks and dusty roses and things like that. And I really like that style as well. So, but I find that with mine, I tend to either go quite bright or I always go for the cream, the pink and the green nearly every time. It's funny how you kind of stick to what you like. I'm going to glue that back a bit because I feel like I might lose that little bird. I'm going to glue that down there. When I'm gluing this, I'm trying just to glue where there is a bit of lace so that my glue doesn't show up on the front. And I might even, I'm just wondering what I've got, but I think I've got some half pearls. I could stick some buttons or half pearls on this too to give it a bit more glam, because again, as we've discussed, more is more is not less. More is better. You know, this has been kicking around on my desk, I'm not kidding you, for maybe 12 months. And then all of a sudden, it finds its forever home. I love it when that happens. So I'll glue that on there. And I'm going to make a tassel for this journal as well. So this journal's going to get a tassel. And I'm just going to put a bit of glue behind here just to make sure that that doesn't creep across onto my little bird there, because I do want to be able to see that little bird. There we go. I'll put a bit of glue under there. That's it. All right, now we're getting somewhere. I wonder whether I could put that piece. Is that too much if I put that there? Probably completely unnecessary. I could put it, maybe I'll put it just on the edge. I did all that stitching and now you can't even see any of it. I might just put it, what do I think? Yeah, I think I'll put that there. I don't think it needs to be quite that long though. I might cut a tiny bit off the top. Run a bit of glue along there and stick it down. So fun this, isn't it? So fun. There we go. And I think what I'll do is I'll just go and grab some of my pearls and things, and I'll be right back.